Good afternoon. I'm Nakul Shenoy, and I'm here to share my story in terms of magic. Because we are talking about creating something for consumption, and that defines why I got into magic. Because I thought learning magic meant that I could just create things from nothing. That was a 5-year-old me, because I was fascinated by this character called Mandrake the Magician. Mandrake was this character who could just literally gesture hypnotically and make people see exactly what he wanted them to see. And he was the first superhero of the world. He fought crime. How we wish we had a real world Mandrake today. But that is what I wanted to be. And so I, as a 5-year-old, wandered around wearing some bath towel around my neck and some paper towel or a cardboard thing around my head and gesturing hypnotically at people. He seems very amused there because that didn't work. It absolutely... Okay, that I think is me. Static, magic energy sometimes does that. But that didn't work because no matter how much I gestured, things didn't work. But I said, as a magician, aren't you supposed to be able to create something? And then I was told, not really, because to create something, you first need something. So they said that the same laws of physics applies. As in, if you want to vanish something, for example, you need to first have something. Right? And that didn't make sense because I wanted to just be able to appear currency notes or coins from thin air, and that didn't seem to work. And then I sort of read some books, saw a lot of magic shows, and then figured that if I sort of take a silk or something into my hand, and if I sort of learn to press that in like that, and then blow at it, it vanishes. Now that didn't help too, because that still meant that I needed to have things with me. I needed to first look around for red silks for some reason. And there was only a limited stock. That was the last one. And I'm done. I can't vanish silks anymore. And so I said, okay, you need to create something all the time. And I was in school by then. And I went to school and I was watching my maths teacher teach maths, and somehow I was very good at it. And so every time the teacher tried to tell me something, I used my own magical thinking. And it all helped because one day I went to see a magic show. And in that magic show, a magician came on stage. A large magician, right? Because I was very small. And he sort of took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards. And from those 6 cards, the magician took away 1, 2, and 3 cards. He threw them away. I'll pick them up later. I was like looking at him like this because then he just took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards. I was amazed. I'm not sure about you, but I clapped. Thank you. The point was, I was so fascinated with it because each time the magician showed he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards, and every single time he would take out 1, 2, 3 cards, throw them away, and still show that he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cards. Thank you very much. I don't know about you, but I didn't stop clapping. I'm kidding. So I sort of learned to take 6 cards, throw 3, and still do 6. But again, that creation was not enough. Because at some point I became a performer. By the time I was in college, I'd done shows across the state. I'm from Udupi, so I had traveled to Bangalore, I'd gone to Hubli, I'd performed all over. I'd learned to cut people in half and hopefully join them back. They mostly worked. But that was not it yet, because I wanted to be Mandrake the magician. And Mandrake never seemed to have all this. He never seemed to require a silk to vanish. He never required to have 6 cards to throw 3 and still show 6. Mandrake just needed people, because with people he could create amazing magic. And today I want to try creating something with all of you that we would all consume together. Okay? Because it only exists in our mind and nowhere else. That's the fun part of magic. Are you interested? Awesome. So, how many of you saw or are on Twitter? And how many of you sort of saw this guy on my Twitter feed yesterday? Nobody. That tells you my following. Red. Red is the only guy who knows what's going to happen next. Because Red is going to come and choose one of you. And that person is going to join me over here to create this wonderful mystery and magic for all of us. Okay? And don't worry, I'm not the magician who cuts people. That never worked. So, ma'am, you've been really enjoying yourself. So if you can just stand up right there for me. Thank you very much. I'm going to try lobbing that over. Perfect, good catch. You should have been on the team. If you can now, you're the first person, this could have been very well planned. So if you can now sort of lob it at somebody else, it's a very smallish audience, so just ensure you don't lob it into those seats, because that would take care of all the remaining time I have. So if you can just look at somebody and pass it on, and then that person would pass it on to somebody, that would be my first excited volunteer. Perfect. Did we lose it already? Hi, what's your name? Shraddha. Shraddha, you're the most important person for me, because you're going to choose my only volunteer of the day. If you will, look around you and just pass it on to somebody, please. Quickly. Perfect. Hi, what's your name? Tarang. Tarang, would you join me here, please? And bring Red along. A big round of applause for Tarang, please. Now, magic is all about storytelling. I mean, as I sort of gave you a couple of examples. And for this also, this is a very important story. As you saw, I have a goblet here and I have an envelope. Inside the envelope is a pack of cards. The cards have been mixed up so that there is no idea. I mean, I don't have any idea, and so none of you have the idea of the order of the cards inside. Tarang, would you please join in? We are breaking all rules of TEDx, don't worry. I want you to play an imaginary game with me, okay? I want you to think that I'm giving you a pack of cards. Take it from me, please. Open it. Have you played cards? Not Uno, but like playing cards? Yes? Okay. Just spread them out. Awesome. Now you can see it's a new deck. They're in order. So they're black cards and red cards. If you will, just separate red into one hand and black into the other. Nice. They were already not mixed, and she just ensured they were not mixed. And I want you to know which hand is which color. Okay, and I want you to hold up any one of those hands for me. Tarang, if I got this right, that is red. Who was the person who was actually supposed to come on stage? Kidding. Okay, just throw the red cards, not the black ones. Just throw the red cards. Perfect. That's very well done. You have the black, right? Sure. Okay, I want you to separate them into clubs and spades. So the clubs are these, and the spade is that one, yeah? They're already set, don't worry. Just separate them into two hands. You should know which one has spades and which one has clubs. Okay? Now I'm going to ask you again the same thing. I'm going to ask you to raise one of your hands. And I'm going to try getting it right this time. You first almost raised that hand, and I think if I got that, so I thought that was going to be a spade and this was going to be clubs. Yes? Yes? So this is clubs. Yeah, so you can get rid of those. And you have clubs. Now we're going to simplify this. Clubs is going to be number cards, ace 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and then picture cards, jack, queen, king. What do you want, number or picture? Picture cards. There are more cards here, just throw all the others. That's awesome. Somebody pick that up later. You have, please join in the trapdoor. You have, one person got the joke. You, you have clubs, just to ensure, and you have 3 cards. Can I have them from you? So that's the jack, that's the queen, and that's the king of clubs. With your right hand, take one of them, please. Yes. Is that the jack? I was hoping that, mostly if you have a guy on stage, you'd go for the queen. And so I was thinking she would go for the jack. Didn't work. So as you can see, guys, please be prepared. This is not going as per plan. I am very happy I did not try cut a lady in half today. Queen of clubs. Do you want to change your mind? Queen of clubs. Okay, so all this was a nice story, essentially to reach a random card, a random person and a random card. The reason being, there is something called, we can always set up things, but the point is there's a wonderful book by Richard Wiseman about a psychic test. A psychic test is essentially to find a psychic. And how do you do it? You just think of a card and you think of a number. Right? And you take a well shuffled pack of cards and see if that card falls on that number. If it does, miracle. We have altogether created something that's only for our consumption. Yeah? Hopefully. Queen of clubs. So here inside is a deck. A deck of 52 cards, and some people would still think, even in this mode, that I'm like a magician who has all the cards the same and things like that. It's not. And also I got it completely wrong. Yeah. So Queen of clubs. Yes, Queen of clubs. A number between 1 and 52, Tarang. Any number at all. Tell me. 7. Do you want to change your mind? Sure. Okay. So that's the queen. I'll put that back. Thank you very much. Now 7, right? Okay. Sorry, the joker would make it 53, so I dropped that. Now, if it's at 1, the card would be the 7 of spades. If it's at 2, the card would be the 5 of spades. If it's at 3, it would be the 10 of hearts. If it's at 4, it would be the ace of hearts. Doesn't matter. You chose the queen of clubs and you chose the number 7. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you had gone one number under, you would have hit the 6 of diamonds. If you had gone one number more, you would have hit the 9 of hearts. All good till now. Now remember, a person from the audience has walked on, one of you, chosen a random card, chosen a random number, and if this works, it is a God-sent miracle. If not, you know who to blame for it. And she took like 7 minutes of my time. For Queen of Clubs, the 7th card, Queen of Clubs, 7th card, that's for you. Thank you very much, Tarang. Thanks for making my miracle happen. Thank you. A big round of applause for her. And thank you so much for being part of my story. So magic is fascinating because people do think you can change lives. There's no day when a mail doesn't come to you or a phone call doesn't come to you asking so and so is going through this trouble, or somebody buzzed me 2 days back that they lost their iPhone and they doubt 5 of their friends if I can mind read and tell them who took it. I think I should mind read that person instead, because he's doubting 5 of his friends. So primarily I'm saying magic is a figment of the imagination, a wonderful figment of the imagination, but a most necessary figment of the imagination, right? Because everything we are, everything we become is just a dream and an aspiration. And what we aim for is our own personal magic. And so if we really put our minds to it, making 6 cards repeated or 3 cards repeat to 10 cards or whatever that is not an impossibility at all. Making anybody do exactly what you want them to, slightly scary, is not impossible at all, because all that is possible in the realm of magic. Thank you very much.